for topic selected. Our group has interested to choose the topic about general cargo ship. In this research paper, we will discuss about the advantage and the disadvantage of new or second-hand general cargo ship. General cargo ship intend for adaptability and convey an immense assortment of freight. General cargo ship transport fundamentally cargo and materials starting with one port then onto the next. In other hand, general cargo ship convey bundle things like synthetic, food sources, furniture, hardware, engine and military vessels, footwear, pieces of clothing, garments, and so forth. General cargo ship is unitized, which means this ship carried in defined load units. Next, general cargo ship can be subdivided into three classifications. General cargo ship are sorted somewhat via cargo limit, part of the way by weight, deadweight tonnage DWT, and incomplete by aspects. Most extreme aspects like leg and width, pillar, limit the dredge looks boat that can fit it. Water depth is a constant for waterways, shallow waterways or harbors, and tallness is a limit to pass under spans.
General cargo ship is a ship with one or more decks, having ability to carry a variety of commodities in different forms such as boxes, palletized, refrigerated, and with the possibility to accommodate bulk materials. As ship owners, they have to make a reasonable choice with considering the advantage and disadvantage before buying a new ship or second-hand ship. The new ship has a very different nature, which is heavily influenced by financial, commercial, and political factors. From a buyer perspective, the new shipbuilding market offers several opportunities. Firstly, unlike second-hand ones, new ship specification could be easily tailored to buyer requirements. Secondly, government or shipbuilding incentive schemes could offer favorable access to credit, ease transaction, and reduce price. There are three main implications are concerned with new ships financing are borrowers' ability to get security, the choice of shipyard, and access to credit. For second-hand market, there are four factors affecting a second-hand ship's price are listed, namely freight rates, age, inflation, and ship owners' expectation for the future. However, access to capital through banks for second-hand investment involves considerable financial implications. Firstly, the usual legacy existing between ship owners and their banks providing, usually under syndicate loans, long-term stability and flexible solutions. Thanks to this personal nature is disappearing.
Services provided. General cargo ships are designed to be versatile and capable of transporting a variety of cargo. To get the most out of a general cargo ship, it's critical to cut down on time in port and maximize cargo carrying capacity. Cargo, products, and material are transported by general cargo ships from one port to another. Chemicals, grocery, furniture, machinery, motor and military vehicles, footwear, and clothing are among the things transported by general cargo vessels. In addition, general cargo ships have the same characteristic as bulk carriers and refrigerated vessels because of the presence of turret posts or crane pedestals. A general cargo ship is extremely adaptable, capable of transporting virtually any form of dry non-bulk cargo such as railway lines and agricultural machinery. Next, general cargo ships are distinguished by the fact that they typically have their own equipment, allowing them to deal with smaller ports and terminals that lacks shoreside loading and unloading equipment. While these ships are commonly utilized to transport loads that other ships cannot handle, they can easily transition to hauling containers, bulk or weight products in times of shortage.
For the discussion, we will discuss about the advantage and disadvantage of buying new ship or second-hand ships. At this table, we can see list of advantage of or disadvantage of buying new ship. Advantage of new ship. First, new ship have better performance than used ship because of a new model and high service quality. Then, with modern technology now, new ship have bigger capacity that will give more profit since it can do more quantity of service in one run. After that, government or shipbuilder can provide better financing terms, lower tax, and also lower cost to ship owner. Ship owner also can get subsidy or funding of program by buying the new ship. Last but not least, the ship owner can manage or customize the specification of the ship. Ship costs can be reduced by reject unnecessary features in cargo ships. Disadvantage of buying new ship. Although new ship have new equipment, it takes a long time to finish the build and has the possibility of being delayed due to unavoidable circumstances such as COVID-19. Not only that, the general manager still does not know when the new ship will be delivered. There is a time lag between placing a new building order and receiving the vessel. It can be worse if the project build is delayed. Lastly, a new ship comes with a new price and it is very expensive compared to a second-hand ship because the second-hand ship has a deductible with depreciation. Although the government can help to reduce the cost, the total cost of new ship is really high. Also, spare part or maintenance may be available, but it comes with a high price to pay.
Advantage and disadvantage of buying a second-hand vessel. Advantage of second-hand vessel. There are several advantages to buying a second-hand ship rather than a new one. First is the buyer gets the vessel at a fixed price because the improved sentiment and the current freight rate level has played a vital role in this rising path, with these buyers can use it as tools to know about vessel price and about age of the vessel. Second, the vessel is available for service immediately because after the deal between the ship owners and the buyer has settled, the vessel immediately can voyage to the sea. Compared to the new one, we need to wait minimum 5 years or more for vessel to complete build before it can start voyage at the sea, and it comes with crew members. The crew members are ready to work because when we buy a second-hand vessel, it already has crew members from all ship owners, and that means we do not have to spend so much time to find new crew members and can set sail to sea as soon as possible. Lastly, after the vessel already finished her service period, it can be sold in the scrap market because it's usually second-hand vessel has not so much time left compared to the new one, and because of the rebound in the steel markets and skyrocketing steel prices have been a major temptation for owners of second-hand vessels to sell their vessels to scrap market. Disadvantage of second-hand vessel. As a general manager buying second-hand vessels, it may sound a pretty good idea, but it also has several disadvantages. The first disadvantage of buying a second-hand vessel is it has a higher cost of maintenance because the age of the vessel itself plays a major problem in this situation. The older the ship, the higher maintenance cost we need to pay and handle. Next, low reliability because usually there are reasons why the old ship owner sold their own vessel to other company or people, and some reason is about the vessel that they sell must be involved with collusion or something bad has happened to the ship that made their owner sold it. So if we buy a vessel that has been involved with collusion, even one, the reliability of that vessel can be low because after repair we cannot make assumption that vessels will be fine 100% like the new one, and we need to accept the reality that the second-hand vessel will have problems even if we already fix it. That is why the reliability of the second-hand vessels is low compared to the new one. Furthermore, the financial bank does not provide financial service when purchasing a second-hand vessel because the usual legacy existing between ship owners and their banks, providing usually under syndicate loan, long-term stability and flexible solutions. Thanks to deals, personal nature is disappearing in a scenario where debt to equity ratio deteriorates for most companies. Access to credit is more matter to corporate reputation and expected cash flow rather than personal relationship. Finally, the insurer of second-hand vessels is higher because we know normally second-hand vessels are sold in the market must have problems such as has been involved in collusion, age of something else. If second-hand vessel is too old, it will bring problem to crewmate, such as engine will begin to problem. Even we already check it before start a voyage. So this kind of situation will bring problem and can harm our crewmate. So this is the reason why second-hand vessel has a highest insured compared to the new vessel.
For the conclusion, by all counts and with proven result, our group unanimously agree that as a general manager of a shipping company, we are going to buy a second-hand general cargo ship. This is because we have listed the advantage and the disadvantage of new and second-hand general cargo ship. And from the list, we found that when we buy a second-hand ship, the cost to purchase the ship is relevantly low capital cost. Other than that, all the second-hand ship is ready stock and the purchase process is clearly faster. Next, when buy second-hand ship, we can help to mitigate the asset consumption issue. Other than that, if we buy a second-hand ship, the crew members are ready to work. This is because the crew members are from the old ship owner. Then, for the second-hand general cargo ship, we can sell the ship in the scrap market if after the ship already finished her service period. In other words, we buy it in low cost, and at last we can also make money when we sold her in scrap market. Last but not least, buy a second-hand general cargo ship have more advantage, especially for a shipping company. That's why our group agreed to buy a second-hand general cargo ship for our shipping company.